Abusia mame na wase na memo akwa bamfamra Ashanti Media so be like video no share dia mo bi fufuro na ono so anya bi etumi ahwe na lawyer Obi atranse one na pamfo Dr. Kwabena Domfe dodo na afre na Kabila Dr. Bernardo Koboy na nsem o mabro so enye nsem kitua licentiate exams hu nsem a nei ayedeja majority leader in parliament honorable Mahama ayariga akwa kanse NDC anhye so mo ba o mo be cancel no akofa nsem bebredi aba ni nyina ne se ye nyina be kaya Brahma mpanyin John Mahama campaign o share teacher for bo se oba teachers licentiate exams a uwie training college a o se wo twere ansana ya sanso ama wakwanya anase awaranti o amwatimi akirade ewo Ghana school bia mu no yade a oba obetwam na oba ye enye twanu kura na wantwam nko a wasanso atu fee no mu achese ne ukotwira utua more than MPP you were in government na akofa nsem bebredi aba enya asem ketua plus the 24-hour economy a ene yenhye dan huniti ne kon na abedwafo etimi adwudwam a enya asem ketua yenje bre na yenkotie nsem ne bi na yenso adwenkyere efa nsem a mpanyifo edibegua
which of the canons of interpretation and emma yeti asese obi brie na no ka se me cancel bibia ene me incorporate eyepe.
Oh, so Obi Anka say.
Oh, man, I want to understand. Oh, but that's the impression you created.
Okay, so this is what we say. Before no problem. But even before you come to interpreting Nipan kind, that's not what I did. But what I criticized and they say, Makan Sembebri, what can do baby in Wakate, and I decasem. What I supplied, indeed things he said. Yeah. What am I saying? A quotation of his, and yes, I'm interpreting. I can't
get us a voice. Obi. I mean, look, we may there Hami Wakana and our obsession with partisan positions as if they are ends in themselves. When properly understood, they are supposed to be means. My unfair politics says they are good day keke. What happened in Parliament was a capitulation on what the president has said.
From Mahama.
How so? Look, I just did a simple query. I queried Google.
Yeah. Google AI.
I asked, I said, what did the NDC manifesto say for the 2020 and 2024 general elections say regarding teachers' licentiate exam?
Okay.
The National Democratic Congress, NDC, has consistently promised to abolish the mandatory licentiate examination in both the 2020 general elections and 2024, proposing instead to integrate the certificate process into the final year of study at colleges of education. The party considers the current examination system introduced by the NPP administration to be obnoxious and unnecessary. Here are the specific details regarding the two manifestos. And now,
Wama details.
2020, abolish the teacher licentiate exam. Automatic employment, focus on training. 2024, scrap and integrate the same thing, improve teacher training, teacher double project, cost management. You see,
teacher
double, quote, teacher double.
Sort look.
And I say quote double. Look, me I never been no one more. I am me free say. It's a bit insulting. Sabi ubuni penim tia. Say ye bedwin say ye nya kwan betra fide su hai. Sabi wo mu etie ni nyina no ye nim nyansa chen wo mo. Anase ye nim de chen wo mo. It can never be true. A opportunity, privilege. And we should never take it for granted, Obi. Asama ye kan wa say ni fare ba ni den. A regime, me kai say me pen Dr. Matopoku Prompena na education minister. And no ka say, as I say, teacher for any license. I had a problem with it because teachers were not operating without license.
Really?
Look, every certificated teacher has a unique identity number. Like when you finish the law school and you are called to the bar, you have a unique number to yourself. Every professional teacher has it. Engineers, obia one professional number. Unima a different matter. Licensure exam no. Ediaba nananke ebeye. Adi ayeye nyina say mount bibi to say professional look, which was incorporated already. Enti adi anami fi say one more year ne say. You know you have a renewal of your bar license. Yes. And my understanding was that teacher forces so almost justify. I say teacher Nibiano or justify ne modern boy. No, Dr. Kobo I say and it is true. And it is not reserved or limited to teachers.
To just teachers.
Doc, medical doctors. We share medical doctor bia sebi. Ne modern bono na ABB ube lawyer bi sebi ne modern bono enti anya limited to only teachers. Journalists ube share journalists bi sebi ne modern bono enti it is not isolated to teachers. Of course I have a certain perspective of teachers, but that is another matter for another day. Asemwa ye kan wasimi me nkanya samtintin bia. Okay? There's no shame in concession in politics or public discourse once our intentions are innocent and altruistic. Say ye timpo eye papa na edwene ahobrase mu a enya emuro ye so beka se asemi de emse mi ana meka ye soso ba bia ye dri man kan yi anase de me kan ana de me ye ni adane. I'll be shocked if the member of parliament for Akwetia is sitting here and is pretending say I didn't course for parliament no any their course to campaign period no there's no difference. I'll be shocked at him.
But is there a difference?
Is there no? Obi, we were anchor on this show. Are you telling me the voices you played there's no difference between what His Excellency President Mahama that time former president and candidate Mahama said? And what the honorable member of parliament for Boku Central, who is majority leader, what he said, oh boy, you know, then there's no debate. Then why did you put it here for discussion? We should stop the pretense at some point. Look, Obi, whatever it is, communication went wrong. And you would see, say, even the campaign platform talk no na enye consistent na enye donkromu and the idea me from when say yen politicians, especially those of you in the partisan fray, who your arrogant posturing of partisanship, you think that without the two political parties there's no Ghana. Take your membership and let's check. I've been in there and out. There are more Ghanaians outside the political parties than there are inside. And you say Ghana Semba say Yankan ko NDC side, Yankan ko NPP side, then there's no conversation. That's not true. Yenya butremi nya obrasemi nyintu say nkomo no say the secret fire say ade no ye betwam no Yankan yi ye ba ye hunu say ade no esese ye dane no na yen fantu ehun fo say echina kono efiri na kono nkomo aye bedi afa de obi ye a yenye ntiase nwie ye ana onche mu ye ma ye ntiase ye no ye kan wasema yen to ye bokaka. That's a lesson for all of us as a people.
Asempa FM
ya nye sana ekoye the usual MPP position ye, NDC position ye, wa woni party bia no mekabi. Then why did you put it on the platform for us to discuss? I think that the majority leader spoke and misspoke. Wankasa se penia oda edom kesia no mreshe bedwafio. He should be told. If you can't tell him in the house, we will tell him outside the house. Because you are representing us. In fact, in some regard, I'm even his constituent. Boko. So I just say,
yes.
One kasa ye. enti se mu ka se obi nko kire no where the NDC said that obi asempa FM kosi sen wa bo voice sakireo. And look, Metisana Minia, member of parliament or Kansimbi, when it comes to messaging in Ghana, as we sit here, our constitutional arrangement, you know it better than I do. We don't run party form governments. Mm-hmm. The president may have been sponsored by a party, but it is the president's cabinet. It is the president's government. Mm-hmm. And to party manifesto no krano, and you're so binding on him as the West or no kind. He can even decide to ignore your party manifesto. Of course, but for political reasons, he would need it because he rallied himself to power on the ticket of that party. So that must be understood. Enti mampani samo okaye, leading members of your party samo mokaye, woman ebo mampani ankasa chidom ekaye, any sabi member of parliament who crowd there say nanu ya na aja parliament. But one more I know so say main election no me say na the contest ya NSKumi no campaign manager or something. Eti nsama amuka here wo constituency level no nyina no e can be in terms of messaging. Eti rather than dismiss this matter no me nya ya ho brasie mu, it should invite all of us say look ye ko yanimi no as I say, you share your political communication here.
But one thing that he said, not to hold breath for him, but one thing I align with what the president said, what Mahama Yariga said, and he said, the form the NPP was implementing DS, i.e., Ube School, National Service, no about one exam, which is a licensing exam.
No, see, I'll cancel it. And I'll cancel it categorically. It's definite.
True, but let me ask a question. And you said that form, but what they will do, they say, who was school 4 years, so they will make sure by the time of the free school, no, now what throw they was out to be a area. That was the proposition.
The form the MPPs executing it, I'll cancel it. Anka you will higher discussion.
Obi, or teacher license, you make
Obi. Context is very important.
Yes.
If you are using context, your question.
Forgive me. When we say the say teachers need to know full
Obi.
Yes.
Question now will be out of context.
I didn't think out of context.
Out of context in the sense say Mampani Mahama Kasana.
Yes.
Or kasa to a particular situation.
Yes.
And a one kase process no.
Yes.
And a not or what problem with. A object, no. You see, in research, there are at least 3 liners in philosophies.
Yes.
You have the ontology, what you are seeking, what there is. Then you have the epistemic, the ways of knowing what there is to know. And you have ethics, the standards by which, the way in which you are finding to know what there is to know, whether it is right or wrong, at least from the Nuremberg trial of 1948.
This is a licensed teacher. It's because of the license.
If President Mahama and his team had issues with the process, he would not have been talking about the ontology.
And Kobeka the epidemiology.
Epistemics. Epistemology. The manner, the process. And now first will be a benya adieno. And a man called Becca Safa. And oh, more identity say, I didn't make him. Oh, you see, I make us say, I do bread. Obi here, I no from bread. Obiani we are simu hanmo. Umpo. Meaning say I work. A Christopher wa. Opako climb Matthew, I think 1919. Our Lord, Master, Savior, Jesus Christ. Who Christians, at least from the Chalcedonian fathers to the Council of Nicaea, the belief is that he was 100% God, 100% man. Sure. Even Jesus, or say none is perfect, including himself, except the Father. My point. And I agree with John Dewey, say it will take multiple approaches, methods, solutions. Na ya do biaya ebeboa ma ye nyinara yakoyanim. Na wo ka say no wan kan here na ye kokana ube manchre mu da biara da yanko yanim da the NDC for ene banoda for parliament ayeno ene the mampani Mahama kan no ebo and indeed the ekoswa Dr. Okoboye Kache yeno it is about the practice of trying to continue what they criticized.
That's true. On Tuesday they are right.
Cows are trapped by their horns, men.
I call elections about 3 times.
Okay.
So me, I've witnessed the strategy and the approach of the NDC when it comes to wanting power. They master how I obey Kanyamana Nipo Kotoba the full Obetimi charge you NDC. You could tell my NDC. Obisa and said, "They no could tell my no general no show." We look at because 24-hour economy. Also on Chemupe. Now I am confused. The point I want to make is that I'm not surprised. Say Niama omu kachen krofo and ne omu dani omu anu akaso mankasa obi macho ha. It is not only the performance of a government that determines how the population or the citizenry will react during elections. It is also the impression that is whipped against you by the opposition. Secondly, the promises the opposition makes also can make people vote you out even when you satisfy some of the basic things that they require, because someone is pushing their expectation and appetite. NDC mastered the two. The politics of bastardization. What brought this licensure? Let me bring you back. Now, I said the entire Omori politics. Obi, me in Kasantia teachers, cause teachers neche my dear. But teacher profession, you know, a bit more entire Obi or child here now to Sebi. Oceano now the Kasa. Obi said, no, way on your feet to be a teacher. Obi Sheno, Ebi a Sebi, Wako school, Ebi a long time ago. And now Ebi Obi Hunu on your professional teacher, Wako chair some private school idea and the other inter-system. Yeah. So they brought this idea of licensure so that there will be some standardization. Obi Enesa. And your boni kwansu. And you be an effort to the traditional teaching training colleges. Is it every teacher in Ghana went to training college?
No.
Some entered from other places. And that is why in order to have a standardized measure of at least the basic qualification and competence of the teacher, they brought these licensure exams. It did not come from the air. And experts all field suggested say this is the way to go so that who are qualified teacher crowning it's a plus for you. No one will say oh be or fake, ABI either someone make it the licensure. Now it's a way to clean the system. And now any part of upgrading now but the NDC engaged in the politics of bastardization. This is what they did. Teachers kakano munyanka, they would avoid this sebi inconvenience kakra. Sensi question de kakra na bachelor exams are obi unyanka it should be what avoidable.
Yes,
that's one. So they fed into the discomfort of those who wish this thing will pass over them or pass me by, like someone would say. And they got thousands of these who were like I don't know let the status quo remain. And then the other two say or tiny building against us and they say licensure no say free so the two main elements which made the NDC use this is to more or less feed on those who were unhappy with the fact that they have to go through something that will test their competence. That's one. And the second one is that even if you are paying 100 cedis, that's why one of their members said the most obnoxious policy. Something obnoxious is harmful. Is that not it? If you write an exam, does it cause you harm? Obi, and it should tell you the strategy and the extent the NDC goes when they want power. Now, didn't your mama back? As I say, only the people are raising issues. I think the teachers have been given data of
from the National Teaching Council, I'm rescheduled teacher licensure exams to Tuesday, March 24th. Because Monday na nanka also mutrono a public holiday.
Tuesday. And that's how I can Obi. Say people because you say la hilala. I say asem kesiye nesi. See my senior brother Kasano. I feel about children say now you see Rebecca we want to as we speak.
But truly that's what they said.
I'm coming there, Obi. As we speak under the leadership of this government. Has licensure days not been communicated?
It has been communicated. Almost on a Tuesday.
Is it free of charge?
No.
God have mercy. So the people that they charged against us say you are being taken troubles to write exams, to pay money. They are experiencing the same thing that they express on us. Obi, if it's be till, let me defeat his argument. If it's been incorporated and incorporated so well, after writing your final exams, there shouldn't be any other licensure. But once there is a separate paper you sit, even if you sit the next day, it means that you still go to what? Write the standardization exams. Is it waived? Is it zero series rated because you are right at the end of your exams? Ask him whether it's zero rated. You pay money. So the two things are already accusing here. Now, what about those who don't go training to schools? How do they write the licensure exams? To be standardized to become teachers.
Into a more universities.
Yes. So you see, the point I'm making is that, and I have many examples. Free SHS. Okay, so come on. It's two streams, double track. It's useless. We'll make a single track. Almost a single, the earliest is 2027. Now, Sebi, say Abaya Kukudro, no, see, instead of Ghana Fomba, over 100,000 annually, the statistics was that average 100,000 kids fall onto the streets every year because because of monetary, most of them. They qualify, but they don't enter. Average 100,000. When you are buying, see, they will come in, but there will be congestion and the numbers are huge. So how do I innovate so that with the same spaces I have, every Ghanaian child can have a shot? That's where this double tracking. How can you accuse a government of ill will when it's trying to solve a problem? And then you get the impression that you do single track. How do you do single track with the same space? Those who got angry at us that their kids are around their double track today is the same thing you are doing. What it means is that either you were dishonest and charged them against us, or you promised to do something that you don't have the wherewithal to do. But I am comforted by one thing. The teacher who listened to you and charged at us because of a comment, they already informed when or say church and say I feel no money pressure no a classroom. Now boy, we have to learn in this life, every experience to learn. Some of the mistakes we made in government, if I have the opportunity, or we have the opportunity, I'm sure we'll not repeat them. When I see them behave like this, I am comforted that opposition will not be long. And Che will come back. Because these were the people who charged up and made sure that the NDC, this same Honorable Yariga, my senior brother, recently, some program here were parliament also. Also, who said the government is coming to do 24-hour economy? It is a private sector initiative. Didn't you hear that comment?
Hey, Obi.
No, okay. Government was going to do it through the private sector.
Yes.
That's the idea here. No, like exactitude, I may not be able. But you understand that is what he said.
MSc in interpretation, PhD interpretation.
No, sorry, a lawyer. We do interpretation at the law.
I say PhD. Because this or church, Obi, but see, the more church, the more pressure air cost. Obi, Sebi, and the Kufado, we had one district, one factory. If any program or every program that a government runs is perfect, one DF, one district, one factory might have its challenges, but the objective was clear. The objective was to encourage the setting up of industries that will add value to our materials so that we can create jobs in the value chain. The real deal, the big deal is a 133. Now, if you are government and it is private sector you use, do you tell a private man to run 3 shifts? Is he in your bosom, Obi? Is he in the bosom of a politician to tell a businessman to run 3 shifts? Do you know what it takes to run a setup? Do you know what they call the wage bill? The person must look at his output and the money he gets and match it to his running cost, expenditure, and then be able to decide how much is left to pay workers, and then do all that math. Is it for you to go and tell it 133? So when the NDC said 133, they were not talking about a private person. They were talking about the one that they had control, which is public sector. And typical of the NDC, they speak to a 133. When the first shift out of the 3 shift, the wage bill to cover the first shift, you don't have the money. Men, my senior is here, are trapped by their words, but bulls by their horns. Even the wage bill for the first shift, Obi. Look, you think, oh, with all due respect, John Mahama is a handsome man. He's been a president before. JM knew that on Yankobejin conform his first term. Didn't ya Obia or person on Jiwan Timajin so on him say there's something called a wage bill. But Obi, when he got to 2024, they told the whole youth that come on, instead of 1 shift, and I was on Metro and I said, come on, the only reason why you don't run 3 shifts just like that is that you have to check the wage bill of the first shift, Obi. And then Atoforce is telling you that under this recovered economy, when they pay the 3 statutory funds, he has to borrow to pay workers. He said that. You know, Atu is a fantastic guy. He's a very smart guy. He laid the preamble.
Is that he had to borrow to pay workers?
No, until Papa, until they can. No listening, follow this.
Please.
Please. Let me read. Hey, honorable constituency in Tienza on Yadajio. Never Kosono. Number of me MP, sometimes Uchin Oba. Obi share. This honorable 240.
A quotation.
Oh, see. Well, this is Obi. See this guy. This guy is an NDC blogger.
No.
Let me get the
media quotation.
Yes.
report.
Yeah, please get a media report. Hey, honorable.
Because this minimum to the kind we are. What?
Listen, the video is even there. Play the video.
Yes. Let me get the exact story.
He said he gets 183 billion from taxes, and that when he finished paying the 3, it's now with 61 billion, and he has a wage bill of about 71 billion, and he borrows about 17 billion. All this is public figures. Hey, opposition, they research, they won't find their growth because
yes. Your friend say, Dr. Okoboy,
yes.
While I look for story, yes. Wrap it up, mommy. When I get it, I'll read it. They do the story.
And then they might do we are Papa. Now, dear me, did you have honorable. Say, they say, I now open all your MPT. We'll give you all the respect in our the The point I'm making, say,
okay.
Time now you're promising 1 job, 3 shift, 3 people. No, now honorable are 240 you are aware. Say the previous government and the Kufado no, as a country, Sika generating utia district assembly common fund, utia get for now health insurance. Sika ekano, ubese untia workers crowd. In fact, that's why our government brought a capping policy. And today now capping, you say 17 billion now honorable took so borrow. I can be kakra free district assembly common fund and capping. No, just a scanner the coin 400%. Kone kakra. Now insurance kakra. Now you get fund. Now you nyaska edia tia workers. Momusi munya kapi. Utia we no. Atu force ya maya chances otia sa 3 ni wia. Sika kan nsem no. Ghana workers.
Okay. Me about doc into trouble.
Yes.
This is the finance minister.
Yes.
And as CTFM shared on their Facebook page.
Yes.
I say government had to borrow 17 billion in Ghana cedis to pay public sector wages in 2025.
Yes.
Yes. No, so say in 2025 or Bobusiano did workers in 2025. But let me play the voice at least for the avoidance of doubt. Now, Obie Timi at the minister. This is
to take a closer look at Ghana's compensation. That the 2025 non-oil tax revenue of 183 billion Ghana cedis was only enough to pay for statutory transfers and debt service. After paying statutory funds such as District Assembly Common Fund, Get Fund, National Health Insurance, and debt service, what was left was not enough to settle Ghana's compensation bill. In fact, government of Ghana had to borrow 17 billion Ghana cedis to augment the compensation bill. Your Excellency, I thank you.
Into a KCL Ato Force and Finance Minister.
We wrap it up.
Yes.
Brofosi augmenta. Me danyama se me call le go presec. at least mitinema we asikakra augment just say adenu so enti upe bibi de apia amakosu.
Sure.
Obi, it means that even for the first shift, the 12-hour shift, 8-hour shift, this government has to borrow to meet. So Okobo, what I'm saying is that this government is the NDC as a party. Now on themselves, also will run it shifts. It means you must have extra money to pay 3 times a wage bill. Obi, when you use smartness, duplicity, and you play games to get power, the victims of these games, they wait for you at the post in 3-4 years. So maybe more honorable short advice. Sometimes it is good to be calm and reflect. In
fact, NSA, NDC, any President Mahama or no, na agenda ni de namono. Ni ayekaye efasa
teacher license
exam. Obi unim. E wo winiba.
Yes.
Ye call launch manifesto. President Mahama can say. Yeah, the beka omo final exam no. So yes. Opa we now. Wo penso a me quote am. To boase.
Mebo e wa ha.
Enti e wo winiba na wo yi. Eno na o kan pray. Okay. Yes, enti nya wo bia opa boansa ma kire o ni enti e basa. Opa boansa.
Enti we
boansa yen retreat you.
We
kan bi enim.
President John Dramani Mahama on one of the campaign platforms. Take a listen.
Licensure exams, you can watch them 2020. You can't hold that. You can't watch them that 2020. And to assume 80 years say about licensure exam, you be here free. The saying president spoke on behalf of the College of Education, and I have said already, among the things he talked about was the licensing of teachers. And I have said already, and I'll say once again, that if I become president, I will cancel licensure exams.
Asempa FM.
Mr. Speaker, NDC never promised to cancel licensure exams. We promised to incorporate it into the general examination system of the colleges. That's what we promised. And what we are doing today is fulfilling exactly what we promised to do. That's what we promised. Go and pick our manifesto and show me which page. We said we're going to incorporate it. The way that you propose to organize licensure exams is what we objected to. The manner in which you intended to do it. So we said it will be incorporated.
Asempa FM.
You heard President Mahama and round, so the Honorable Mahama Yarega Majority Leader. Honorable.
Obi. Obo tape no twa so ntem. Yes, twa so there no. Baby o call bronger half no. Student ni raise licensure issue no. Kan let me transcription no ha. Nti me kan ama. O kan ni odi kan boy. Ni o kan bi o ni say so we are not saying teachers should not have a license to teach. They should, but it should not be necessary to let them write exam in the first year, write exam in the second year, write exam in the third year, write final exam in the fourth year, come out to do national service, and then come and write licensure exam again. Popa fu tape no zonti wo mu. Yan kati ade amfa nye bibi te say as obi sa propaganda na twam. President Mahama has been very consistent. Let me finish. Then, that is all we are saying. Now, when you launch your manifesto and kasa oko winibano, and then okay, and no video.
No, I don't have it.
You don't have it. So make an transcription. Yes. So let me. know her. This is what President Mahama said. I said we will abolish teacher licensure exam and integrate it. It is all cutting teacher exam nepa. You are being unfair. Okay. Propaganda we yamutu emfa because your car and also be so contrary we are almost full tape no nyeti. Or say we will abolish teacher licensure exams and integrate it into the licensing process into their final year exam. We will institute the teacher Dabre, those ones. So with regards to the licensure exam, this is what the president at the time, flag bearer of the NDC, said. And one thing a leader a challenge you be a say, who can't, who pensioners are far away near your manifesto. Naturally, baby, a case your big licensure exam full stop.
In the idea with Momo the other said, rather than Umbe school, Abetro.
Acquire national service.
No, my baba.
Asa no my baba betre exam.
Mo de beka.
Yeah, the beka final exam ne ho.
Or final.
Yes.
No what tro.
No what tro.
Asa no fiscal.
Yes.
Na no ma shall say.
Me ba say no my ya mo betimi aka. But you see what we are saying, of course, this is the first year. we were in this country when a big province 8 years near moment me anya. It is no near can we can have that debate. But for somebody to suggest in any way or form, say President Mahama has been dishonest, that is untrue. And as NDC has been, because leader can't say, yes, see, and can't see a big simplicity, no, and indeed we are being dishonest. It's untrue. I just say, Nipana shut up and say, oh, yeah, mischievous.
But Sasa would a car or more final exams. I don't know how that would be, because that would be normal end of semester exams.
No, now who call law school?
Yes.
Who call law school? Here's a macho we are not the lawyer.
That's a no year.
Now, normal exam. Why? No normal exam.
No, it's a law school. You move from faculty,
yes,
where you do the degree,
but be a professional,
and then you go and do the professional.
But even professional, no, and you course now no actual exam. We go through final law, and you then you to go as about 2 years in mono. What throw be a paper be a we any keka boom. Yes. So I didn't mean that same thing for every other professional. He say, what throw paper no say be a Western mass 101. Now throw exam we are. Send your question a law of evidence. So drop as we are where we advocacy we are where we and some Macassa Cotnas natural law and Mokan you can say by exam. I know ye be a one paper. Now I said we AAA throughout end of subject exam numukra. Now we na say by exam no be failure na say one year. I didn't know me to me nyasa wo enye wo teacher din. This is all we are saying. So that we really ni anya ho no. No ma kwakoye IS aptitude test bi e bi okwam so okotena computer echi no akwakoye na se bibi who knows? It's even possible say that day now you are not well. No. That is what we are saying. We may have the argument whether Uji 2 man or Uji 2 we can, but for purposes of some common win, people want to suggest NDC has deceived Ghanaians. It's not true. Let anybody prove it. We have Migoni Niawaha, but be a President Mahama Kabi Bibi Aboni Niamensi. And compared to,
but you would agree, it's based on the promise, no? Yes. And as you've read, eloquently, licensure exams will be cancelled under NDC. The form. The form. For year. That one will be cancelled.
Yes. Yeah, mom we mefie and masa abaso metro a licensure exam. That is what we are proposing.
Because more normal final year exams, you cannot call that one licensure exam.
No, but you see it be modified.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Okay.
And your form na say yes, you be modified. Say, yeah, mom nkofie. No masa ba betro one paper say. Inti bibia fata bia fa che mom no munwe. No munko. Ovia or a professional. But what I say? Look, is it not what the maintenance and
most people are running into ICT. ICT will call one stream over 500. But we call main business. You those numbers. Okay. But the argument I am making is yeah, it is true we have to focus on engineering related programs, but we need the entrepreneurial aspect of it so they can be self-dependent, self-reliant and create their own jobs thereafter. Yeah. Otherwise we'll say we'll continue having the theoretical engineers who will come up and there's a problem in terms of setting up their own businesses. Yeah. And then they will turn up depending on government. Minister of Highways and other engineering government levels. What are they? That's why the economy is not growing the way it should grow. I would have expected says will be ICT related program on betting no expanding.
Yeah.
Obi so whatever engineering now, oba ombe biejuma no how he can also pick an aspect of the country and develop. Exactly, Obi.
Into the you defend the technical university concept, any day, anytime.
Any day, anytime. And let me give this confession until I joined TTU from UCC. But when I got there and I saw the things they have done, the prototypes, the invention, the things, creativeness, TTU Faculty of Applied Arts, I wish someone could be able to new already. And no more my jaguar say ye businessman, ye support. I invest and I scaling up and anyhow. Hands-on, practical. For example, cost sculptures here about creative issues like designs, Zimbabwe and Southern African as well. What do you see at the airport? You are greeted with something of an animals of all kinds, boosting the tourism aspect and blah blah blah. We have all of them there. Oko or more fashion department, or bigger fashion shoes be on where. Look, the guys they are creative. To cut the long story short. People are really, really creative.
And the notion said, na keep technical university student not as mid-level manpower. No, the whole idea of polytechnics, and they say mid-level manpower
to support the top.
Sure. University.
Yeah.
Meaning, say we are losing mid-level manpower, no? And you are still training them for mid-level.
We are still training them for mid-level because of the level of degrees.
Okay.
So we are HND, we are definitely you are there.
Yeah.
We even be tech, you're supposed to be there. Even we are masters, depending on where you are, you just don't jump straight to the top.
Yeah.
You grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see, there is some problem, a particular challenge in this country. We pay by certificate, not by performance.
Okay.
Until ama ubia press obenya the topmost certificate. Until we be take now so onko eduma 4 years no. O he ne soldier pe ne soldier ni nua on ni village ba no akokwe a top up na masters ni try na come on so school. So now it's like everybody's going to school. That is a challenge we have in this country. But sanke yetimi a performance based pay. So we be tech na we first degree na waketua eye kakra. And money penny because then go pay by a certificate. Everybody wants to get a professor, everybody wants to get a PhD.
But is it not also the case? And they said acquire mini PhD, I mean to me in a technical university.
Yes.
Meanwhile, when you get to the UK, and I say this from experience, Germany and all those countries, you find experts in their fields who are not necessarily PhD holders.
They are the hands-on
guys.
And that's why I use the word here we pay by certificates. But over there they pay by experience and by what you can do, what you can offer.
And those guys who can do the thing will come to the classroom and come and lecture.
And teach, and it is done. But in our case they will tell you,
so when you're PhD.
So when you're PhD, so everybody is crazy for a PhD. And I'm even saying within the higher education landscape, if we are even doing that. But we must call government enterprises, ministries and agencies. It's the same thing we do. The higher certificate you have, the higher you are placed.
The higher you are placed and paid. But how are you aligning more programs to industry into a honest relationship at the same
fact? Call from my name is Vice Chancellor and management. Transfer who said there's that gap. So quickly we started a process of organizing CEOs forum, where we took feedback and they empower quality assurance department. We had 3 studies 4 years back to see how industry is giving us feedback about our performance. So quickly we realized that there was a gap as to how we develop our curriculum. So there's something we have introduced called PAC. Industry for no committee developing a new program behind they make an input. And that is now closing the gap. Because, for example, people who are in the fashion industry are part of us to develop the curriculum for the various levels. Until their input is in there. The problems and gaps now, and they let us know. Then we'll fit it in. And remember, I won't say technical universities, and purely 100% theory.
Yes.
It's even the people are even arguing saying more practical. 60-40. The classroom be 40. Then hands-on project works. 60, but we are not there yet.
Attachment.
And we are I think so. I think we are the only university a whole semester out for our students. core industries attachment.
A whole semester.
A whole semester they are out there working before they come back to polish up and graduate. So all these are things we are doing to ensure, say, they will adjust to the job market as soon as they complete.